What is good, y'all? You are listening and watching the Alternative Facts Podcast, episode 60. GQ.
Yeah, it's your boy BarZ.
Soulpatch Adams.
Hey, it's Danger D Felix. Nah, you don't get no weight case today.
That's
it. That's it.
That's what I was waiting for. And I'm like, AKA.
Can't keep giving it to you guys. You know what I mean? You know what? If people want it, request it. You want it every episode. Okay. People request it, and I will.
Heard the man.
I will create.
Man, listen. If you want the AKAs, you gotta request it.
Request it.
Tune in and ask.
I'll go on my bag for it.
All right. Speaking of going in the bag, W.A.P. Let's break down those lyrics.
How you want to do this?
All right.
Everybody's familiar with W.A.P?
Yeah. I've been familiar with it for quite some time. Yes.
You've been familiar with it for quite some time. What's the first time
I've experienced some W.A.P in my day.
I'd have to say
your first taste of W.A.P?
I had that W.A.P bamboo once. That was some nice.
Yeah.
I guess we're not going that far about.
Well, I mean, I had that WAP Babaloo Bop WAP Bamboo folk, man. That was some it was like going to Busch Gardens and that.
So what kills me is the fact that he said that with a straight face. He said
because
the WAP Babaloo Bop. W.A.P has definitely gone mainstream, as we can see. It's been invading all aspects of the culture, including coffee shops. I did a YouTube video on my channel. Go check it out. But, yeah, it's getting a little out of hand. Or is it? Let's break down the lyrics to see if we are getting out of hand or if the lyrics are just...
I mean, so let me ask you guys something. When you hear this song, right, is this considered good writing?
I can tell you right now, no.
I mean,
but it's catchy.
I would say that it's some pretty clever wordplay there, guys.
There's some clever wordplay there. I mean, I have a question though, because we all grew up when we were growing up, we had artists who were suggested rappers like Lil' Kim, Trina, Jackie O, Foxy Brown. Kaya, thank you. Kaya.
Yeah. Quite a bit.
You were on Salt and Pepper at one point. So, like, compared to that, where do you see this?
Well, I mean, if you really think about it, man. What happened?
As far as what, like vulgarness or?
Vulgarity, yes.
It's hard.
I think it's pretty much the same.
We're from Florida. It's hard to really do a vulgarity measuring. I mean, 2 Live Crew is like, you know what I'm saying? So, it doesn't do anything for me. I'm not offended at all. I enjoy the wet ass pussy talk.
Oh yeah.
It's really just it's not gross. It's not nasty per se or dirty. It's really just descriptive. Being honest. I mean, 2 Live Crew. Popping pussies is not really descriptive. It's kind of like, you know.
You should dance.
I mean, the first 2 bars of the song is beat it up, nigga, catch a charge, extra large and extra hard, put this pussy right in your face, swipe your nose like a credit card.
I mean, I gotta give it up. The wordplay on this is a little bit, compared to Nicki Minaj, is a little bit better.
Well, here's the thing. I don't know if the wordplay is as stellar as some of the other counterparts. However, it does paint a picture.
Definitely
does paint a picture. I will say that.
Yeah, see, I feel like it starts off, the wordplay is not as strong as it starts off. When you get to the middle of it, that's where it really hits.
Well, that's when Megan is doing all the lyrical acrobatics as well as she's doing the physical acrobatics.
Well, Megan is just, you know, she's a rapper.
Yeah.
A real rapper.
That's gonna she showed that. I mean, her flow and cadence is dope.
Yeah. And her lyrics is really about being a boss. It wasn't really about W.A.P as much. It was kind of like as W.A.P as, you know.
She was more like
with her, she was like, I'm taking control.
All right.
I'm the dominant.
Counter.
Yeah.
Versus
if anything, this is a feminist anthem. I'm just saying.
It should be. It should be considered as such.
I've been hearing it as labeled as a feminist anthem in a way, I guess. I don't know in what way, but it has been looked at as a feminist anthem.
The only thing is, I don't want to hear about everybody's WAP though.
No.
Even chick that got.
Yeah,
Even
not
chicks
everybody
that got
needs to
swap.
podcast.
Yeah, I mean, real talk. Some of them chicks out there got that swap.
Either
Got that dap.
The dap, right?
It smells. It's worn out.
Okay, wait, hold up. Can we rewind? Wait. We're not gonna ignore that.
Oh.
I understand what DAP is.
Mhm.
What in the blue hell is swap?
Swamp.
Swap.
You said swap. Please tell me what swap is.
I said swamp. Swamp. Some chicks might have that swamp. It's just like WAP's an abbreviation. It's an abbreviation. It's stanky, worn out, ass, mildewy.
So wait, so the acronym for swamp is what?
I just said it.
Stinky, worn out, ass, mildewy pussy.
So wouldn't it be swap?
Baby.
Swap.
He's like, maybe I only had him once.
No, I ain't had it once. The smell took me out of the picture. Me and my junk said it's something different.
Is this another one of your Grin and Bear It stories?
Right?
No.
Right?
It can be, but no.
He's like, you ever went down to the Mississippi Delta? Like, what? What are you talking about?
Oh man.
Yeah.
Hey, okay, so what is your favorite line from WAP? If you could pick one.
If I had to pick one, because I honestly didn't really put a lot of thought into which lyric really caught my attention. But if I'm sitting here looking at the lyrics right now, just off of comedic value, I thought to me the funniest line was, I just want to make sure that I say it correctly, about the bottom feeder line. I thought that line was hilarious to me.
What line is that? Could you read it out loud so we can all be on the same, so we can follow you?
I see what you're doing. Danger.
I mean, we're just trying to understand.
Huh?
Yeah, I mean, I plan on reading mine out loud after you, so, I mean, everybody...
Let me find it.
Come on, man. Be comfortable with your sexuality, bro. These are lyrics that we're reading. Everybody knows that.
And this is a quote. I want to make this clear. This is a quote from Megan Thee Stallion.
Go ahead.
She says, if he eat my ass, he's a bottom feeder.
Okay.
I thought
I don't remember that one.
Very funny.
All right. Would you consider yourself a bottom feeder at all?
No.
Oh, listen.
I don't consider myself a bottom feeder.
You're not eat the booty gang?
The booty gang.
All right.
Gang.
What's your favorite lyric? What's your favorite lyric, Soulpatch?
When I say lyric, it's like two lines, right? On top of each other, like one and then the other one.
Be as long or as short as you need to be paused.
I don't know who raps it, but I don't know if it's
either Megan or Cardi. It's one of the two.
I forget who said this line, but it's like this line. It goes, I ride that thing like the cops is behind me, spit on his mic, and now he's trying to sign me. Like, that's kind of clever. Like,
wait. Is that in WAP?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it?
I must have.
No, I think so. Yeah, I think so. Is it?
Yeah. That's one of the last lines on there.
Got you. I just saw it.
I was like, as a rap perspective, that's kind of clever. Like,
okay. All right. This is up.
I
got a favorite part. I like the whole thing. I like the whole thing.
I mean, I was pretty impressed with how Cardi was able to rhyme. I want to gag, I want to choke. I want you to touch that little dangly thing that swings in the back of my throat. Like, I thought that was pretty impressive how she was able to.
Yeah, that's probably the highlight, man. That's the climax of those lyrics, I think.
I was very impressed how she put that
because it was like a long road around. You know what I mean? It was like, you were like, wait, where's this going? And then she was like, I'll be right back. And it was like, bam. And everybody was like,
right? You know when you're in the studio and you writing something, right? And you know what you want to say.
Yeah.
And you want to say it that way it fits to the beat.
Right.
This isn't your average line that's gonna fit to that beat. So she had to word it a particular way.
She had to create her own cadence that fit within that little pocket.
Yeah.
One thing I can always say that I've always admired about how she raps is that she always stays in the pocket. She can never get off the beat for some reason. It's really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's still in that pocket.
I was thinking
That pussy.
yeah, I mean, there's a few other ones. There's one of my other favorite ones. Hold on one second. Megan said this, and the visual. Hold on. Wait for it. Hold on. It's coming. No pun intended.
Pause.
Yeah, pause, all that stuff. Oh, if he fuck me and ask whose it is, when I ride the dick, I'ma spell my name. Like, so that means she's gonna gyrate her hips into spelling her name.
Yeah.
That takes on a whole deeper meaning. Pause.
She has a long name.
Megan Thee Stallion.
When I first heard that, I was like, oh, that's a new concept. Now I want that. You know what I mean? Now I want to know what that's like. I need to experience that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think it's like tall women, they'll put, I don't know, like, how tall is Megan? Like, she looked like she's
like 6'4", something like.
She's pretty tall, so I mean, I think that's like only the tall girls got that type of experience.
She's like 6'4", 230, you know.
Make her look like she can dunk.
Oh, make her look
Probably good.
She look like
You probably
very well, like. She probably play for the Lakers.
Speaking of somebody experiencing WAP or potentially experiencing WAP, I came across this video just before this podcast of this guy that was on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Mm-hmm.
And he got to this question, and he was a little stumped, so he's like, hey, I'm going to phone a friend. That friend is going to be my wife. So, so he calls his wife. Now, once again, I don't know if this was a recorded voice or if this was a real person. But when they called the wife, there was a man's voice on the end of the line. And the host made it known, saying, hey, that was a man's voice at the end of that line. So then they hung up, and then they called back again, and then she answers. So now if you look at the dude, the husband, you could see that he looks visibly, confused, distressed, but trying to hide it. Proceeds with asking the question. She gives him an answer, but at the very end, because he was doing like this really, really fake smile, but at the very end, before they hung up, the wife had this very nervous laugh at the very end, and she said, sorry. Sorry for what? If I just asked you a question and you gave me the answer, why do you feel the need to apologize to me?
What was the question again?
Say it again?
What was the question again?
It was some question about some European country.
Okay.
And he didn't know the answer, so he did a phone a friend and called his wife, but then a man answered the phone. And then when they called, they hung up, they called back, she answered the phone. He proceeded with asking the question, but then before he hung up, she was like, sorry. Hung up.
Who did? Like, imagine be like
The wife that was on the phone said, sorry. We don't know what she's saying sorry about because she just gave the answer to a question that he needed.
And
So
the
it
host
wasn't
did
about
not
the
help.
question.
Yeah,
It was
and the
about
host did
something
not
else.
help. He was like, "Why is she sorry?" Like, guy, come on, man, come on. We all know this is uncomfortable for him. Why are you gonna do that? Why would she be sorry for? I mean, it's just a question.
No. It's not even that. It's not the fact of her not being sorry or being sorry. It's the fact that she chose at that time, live on the air, to say sorry, further confirming any suspicions. Because honestly, if she didn't say sorry, we wouldn't think anything of it, right? We would just think, oh, maybe that man's voice was a recorded voice.
Maybe she's sorry because she let her husband down. Her husband called her, trusting her, and she let him down because she didn't know the question.
Then why not apologize about it right away?
Was the question right?
Knock out whatever he may think it is, and then go straight to the question, and then move on. Get him focused, get his head in the game, so he can win that money.
Well, is that gonna get his head in the game though?
You're right.
If she apologizes off rip, because I'm gonna be thinking, what the fuck are you apologizing for?
Exactly. Yeah.
That
would have been the entire game. Like, okay.
The voice I heard said, "I'm sorry, your call cannot be connected." So that could have been played off.
That would have been hilarious if he was
But
just
see,
like,
but that's,
"Oh yeah,
that's
who's
another
there with you? I
That's-
didn't think you're gonna have visitors. Like, who's this? No. Don't go to commercial. Who was there, Janet? Huh?
Who the fuck is this?
You're trying to embarrass me on
Don't go to
TV?
commercial.
My thing is this. Okay, so when they called the first time, why did it say your call can't be completed as dialed? But then they called that same number again and got her.
Because it happens all the time, G. When I put my phone on Do Not Disturb, I'm sure it sends out some kind of message to whoever's calling me.
But the thing is, okay, for example, sometimes it will say your call cannot be completed as dialed, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it said that. I think it said something else.
Yeah, it says something like, "Please try to call again. Your wife is being bent over your sink." Wrong number, I think, guy. We'll recall. We'll call again. Listen.
I'm currently having macaroni in a pot.
I'm enjoying this WAP.
All of a sudden, like it's like the what's that outgoing music? Macaroni in a pot. Oh my god!
So what is that swishing in the background?
It's just some macaroni in a pot. It's nothing.
It could be worse. It could be like some brother on the phone, like, "Who this?"
I know, darling. I was making you some pasta.
Right.
I don't know the answer. Baby, you know the answer?
Yeah, right. Yeah. It's D. I took foreign studies in high school. Go ahead, man.
Go ahead.
That was for anybody who's curious about the original video. Go to YouTube, type in J.P. Hogan, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. That's the name of the guy that called his wife and heard the terrible news.
I'm sorry, Derek.
I wouldn't want to say terrible.
Okay?
Like,
So what?
I don't think anything wrong. Like if it picked up the phone and I was sitting here like Tyrone call up like, "Who is?" Then I'd be like,
so
okay.
So it makes it less painful to hear a man that's not named Tyrone pick up the phone?
No. What I'm saying is,
It's just Nigel. Don't worry.
I saw the clip. No, I see the clip. It's just an automatic saying your call cannot be completed or something like that. That happens on phone sometimes. Like
I'm gonna go watch it again. I don't know, man. There's something fishy about it because why would she?
I guess because she didn't answer her phone the first time.
Well, she did confirm that she had a guest. She did confirm that.
She said she had a guest because the host said, "Hey, do you have a guest with you?" And she's like, "Yes, I do," and then apologized shortly after admitting she had a guest.
Yeah. This is gonna motivate me. I'm gonna change my voicemail. I'm gonna be like, "I'm sorry, I'm enjoying some WAP right now. Please leave a message, and I'll call you back after I finish."
And then like if somebody goes, "Yo, what did you mean in your voicemail? You were talking about enjoying WAP." "Oh, I was just talking about that I had the other day. You know, this
indeed.
And pumpkin spice coffee.
I've gotten to the bottom of it. Huh.
The bottom taster, not a bottom feeder.
Not bottom feeder.
Hilarious. Since we're still on this topic of WAP, P Valley. Go ahead, sir.
That's funny. That's funny that G said that. That's funny that G said that.
I don't think that's WAP. I think that's WAB.
What?
I honestly was not referring to that scene in particular, but go ahead. The floor is yours.
That's your favorite, man. I know that was a highlight for you.
Oh, God. That was the scene that made me not watch it anymore because it just grossed me out.
Yo, Soulpatch, are you familiar with P-Valley?
Not really.
Not really? Okay, well, let me explain it to you. P-Valley is a great show. It's well written, and it's about a strip club. It's about a strip club. I highly recommend it to you, Soulpatch. Check it out when you have time.
Hey, bro, you need to put the camera up. Can't be doing that on podcast.
Not now.
No,
Now.
It's a hands up show. It's a hands up show.
Wait, so don't turn the cameras down.
Put it down.
Stop it.
Sorry.
Yeah, but anyways, P-Valley is a show on Stars about a strip club that's ran by a gentleman named Uncle Cliff. It's a very eccentric gentleman. He
Don't stare in my eyes. Don't stare in my eyes so fast.
man, that's it. That's really all I got. I mean, it's a strip club.
No, man. I was just adjusting my jump. That's all. Like,
We know what you.
Wow.
We know what you was doing.
Wow.
Bro. We know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just
Yo, Soulpatch heard P Valley. He's at P Valley. Show about strippers.
just adjusting myself. You know what I mean? I'm sitting down, relaxed. I'm just adjusting myself.
All right, so moving on to the next topic.
Yeah.
Mulan movie review. Anybody seen Mulan yet?
No. Nobody has watched Mulan.
I haven't seen it yet either, but I'm hearing a lot of good things about it.
Really? I'm hearing the opposite.
I'm hearing some good things about it from a couple of movie reviewers, but I'm hearing a lot of so-so things from actual members.
So I've seen it. I don't know if y'all want to talk about it or wait to see it. I've seen it.
I'm definitely gonna check it out so we could talk about it. Same thing with Tenant. I saw Tenant.
So yeah, I haven't seen Tenant yet. So yeah, the thing I can say about the Mulan thing is interesting is that they had a little bit of controversy because the lead actress, the one that plays Mulan, apparently went on Twitter and tweeted something supporting Hong Kong's government.
Okay.
And you know the whole conflict there is it's Hong Kong versus mainland China, and I guess mainland China is the pro-democracy party, and then Hong Kong is fighting for their own sovereignty because they're part of China, but they're more like a Chinese, like, what do you call it? It's not a.
I would take.
Who?
Oh, is it like a sovereign status type of thing?
Yeah, it's like one of I don't want to say colony, but I forgot what the term is. But yeah, they're not. They have their own kind of things that they can do, kind of like how we have Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico has their own laws that they can follow. That's like different from ours. Right, it's like a colony, yeah, a principality, I guess you would call it, like that. And that's kind of the issues because China, to my understanding of the conflict, China wants to kind of bring them into the fold. And Hong Kong wants to stay by themselves. It's kind of the same thing that happened with the country out in Spain, because mainland Spain was having financial issues with the EU, and this particular country was doing well. They were, wealthy. They were doing good, and they didn't want to be brought into the other stuff that Spain has. So it was a similar situation like that. But that's kind of like the only little interesting thing about Mulan outside the actual movie.
Okay. And as far as Tenet goes, I don't even want to talk about spoiling anything, but my God, it's one of those movies you got to watch twice. You have to watch it twice to not to fully understand it, but to fully appreciate it. Because as you're watching it, things happen so quickly for the first half. And the movie's just like, hey, listen, keep up or you miss out. Because
so
by the
speaking
time
of
it gets to the middle of the movie, everything takes off. And then the stuff that you saw before, or maybe some things that you should have paid attention to, that kind of, present themselves later, you're like, wait, but oh, snap. Like, that's the whole time. Starting from the midpoint of the movie, you're going to be super confused. You're going to be like, oh my God.
Like Inception confused?
Versus Inception.
Okay, so it's slightly more complex than Inception. That says a lot.
More complex than Inception?
More complex than Inception.
What are you pointing at, Danger?
So I don't know if any of you guys saw this. Okay. Yes, Soulpatch. I'm not even gonna go into it. I'm just gonna breeze past it.
Yo, what are you doing, Soulpatch?
I'm just gonna say there was lotion on the table. Now there's no lotion on the table. You can have forgot.
Are we your time, Soulpatch? Are we cutting into your time?
No. My legs are active. My legs are active.
I mean, look, if you want to turn the screen off and turn the speaker off, microphone off for a few minutes to do your thing, we're not going to stop you.
I mean,
my skin's dry. I need to put some lotion on.
A likely story. A very likely story.
But I wanted to say, so with Tenant, right? Because you saw it in theaters. How was that experience, Mike?
Watching in 3D.
When I first got in, I didn't see it in 3D, but when I first got in, they had a lot of, it was very spaced out. There was not a lot of people sitting next to each other unless you were with that person when you came. A lot of spaces in between people seated in the auditorium. So I like the measures they took to make sure that people were spaced out. It didn't take away from the movie experience, especially when the movie started. I was locked in on the movie. I didn't even pay attention to what was going on around me. But man, I want to watch it a second time because I know there's some things that I'm going to look at and be like, damn, that's what that was. And it's
cough.
It's a huge mind screw.
Did anybody cough during the movie?
No, I didn't hear anybody cough. Either nobody coughed or I didn't hear anybody cough because I was so locked in.
I'm curious.
So good news, movie reviews is back. So check back next podcast so we can get a review Mulan, Tenet, and maybe New Mutants. Maybe I don't know.
Because I'm hearing terrible things about New Mutants.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
I might check out Bill and Ted movie, just because it's nostalgic reason.
I actually heard a few positive reviews about it, but I don't know.
I couldn't make it through it, man. I tried.
Yeah. I feel like it's been too long, but I digress. I'll give it a go.
Yeah. Speaking of movies, though, we got a lot of pushbacks happening.
Yeah, it's frustrating. Sony decided to not release any movies until the pandemic is over. At least not in theaters. They said we're not releasing anything in theaters because we want to maximize our profits when we push out these movies in theaters.
Who said that?
Sony.
Okay.
Well, you got Wonder Woman now being pushed back till Christmas.
Yeah.
Candyman has been pushed back till 2021 at some point.
Very depressing. What about Antebellum?
No, that's
cool. It's being released on us.
Not to get off topic, but I want to ask Garrett one question. What did you think of John David Washington's performance?
There were a lot of moments where he did remind me of his dad.
Really?
Okay. Swag. He remind a lot of his mannerisms. You see his dad all over.
Okay.
So
that's good to hear. You know what I mean? Then it's like he's been.
Of course, he still has a long way to go. He still has a long way to go. But there were little glimpses of his dad in certain scenes.
Yeah, that's good. I was always wondering how is he? Because I see he's doing some big stuff, so I wanted to know for myself.
You never watched any of his films?
Huh?
You haven't seen any of his films?
No, I wanted to see Black
Klansman.
I never got around to it. I need to go check that out. I'll probably check it out on Netflix or something.
Yeah.
I never watched Ballers. Did you guys see Ballers? He was on that show. I didn't watch it. I like that he was in Miami, but I didn't really watch it.
Yo, Soulpatch, I gotta ask you because there's always this mystery to me, right? So we live in South Florida, right? And it's real interesting because sometimes I'll be driving down the road and I'll be seeing people with like shorts on, thong sandals, and like a hoodie, right? And even sometimes I'll be watching like some videos and be out like in the islands in the Bahamas, they be doing the same thing. How is it that it's so hot down here and you wearing a Scully?
I didn't get my head cut up.
Okay, I got you.
No budget.
Okay. Yo, Soulpatch, I saw a video of a cat. He waxed his head to get a nice clean, you know what I'm saying? He waxed it.
Yeah.
A cat waxed himself?
Not a cat.
He's like, he doesn't have thumbs. How?
Not a cat. Some cat, like some guy.
Oh.
Yo, Soulpatch was like, I'm not familiar with this slang.
Forget it. Next topic. It's cool.
Okay, I get you.
Daniel House Jr. gets his bubble popped. He is in hot water because I guess he let a female in his room, but he's married. What an idiot!
Who is this?
What's going on?
You know what? I didn't even know he was married.
I didn't know that. It's such a weird story, bro. When I heard about it, it was like, okay, he's not going to be able to play tonight because of personal reasons. And I'm thinking maybe someone in his family is sick or died. I'm like, all right, cool. And then it was like the next day, it was like, oh, well, he didn't play last night again because of personal reasons, but the team doesn't know what those personal reasons are. I was like, wait a minute, that's weird. Because the team would know first.
Because he's in the
player for personal reasons.
Wait, is that guy from the Houston Rockets you're talking about?
Yeah.
Rocket Man. The other Rocket Man.
Now, if I remember, well, I don't know if I remember correctly, but I did look up something on that situation. Isn't the wife trying to move forward towards a divorce now? Because
got to now.
Again, I didn't even know there was a wife involved. I thought he just had the little COVID nurse come to the room. I didn't see what the big deal was.
Well,
she's COVID free. She's already in the bubble.
Yeah.
True.
But now that you say he has a wife, then I
that's.
But who the fuck is the NBA to fucking determine that he should go home because he has a wife and he decided to cheat? That's none of their fucking business.
Not really.
That is true. Technically, that is a personal matter. So I guess they were telling the truth. Yeah.
Not that I condone cheating or anything, but I'm just saying though, it's not
the NBA's. It's not the NBA's.
It's not NBA's place.
That's not
right. Exactly.
That's business out domestically. That's none of NBA's business.
Yes.
So no, I get that. I definitely get that.
I mean, if it was a COVID nurse, she's been testing. Maybe they were just giving each other tests privately.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me ask you this: is he cleared to test her, or?
I mean, why not?
Hey, a temperature check's a temperature check, right?
Exactly. Doesn't matter how you check. Swab in your nose, dick in your mouth, one or two. Doesn't matter.
Did you see that interview that LeBron did where they were like, LeBron was talking about how his wife is not happy with, how do I put it? Like he said, well, people were asking him, like, what are you doing to keep mentally prepared while you're here in the bubble with all your normal demands not usually being met than if we were in a regular season? He's like, well, let's just say my wife isn't happy because I spend a lot of time on my own body. So I'm assuming wife gets no play until after the playoffs.
Probably.
Yeah.
And that's what keeps him sharp, apparently.
I got to say, that is a very classy way of saying it. You know, he's working on his body. You know what I mean? That's kind of really still kind of cryptic, but we still know what it is. But I like that. Yeah.
His family's not in the bubble. He opted to keep his family away.
Yeah.
So,
hey, yeah. Jimmy Butler, shouts out, player. It's a business trip, baby.
Setting the tone.
Business.
Speaking of Jimmy Butler, hey, Soulpatch, what's that cup that you have there?
It's the Miami Heat Cup, sir.
Oh, you don't say. Is that the Eastern Conference Finals? Oh, wow. Okay, all right. Soon to be Eastern Conference Finals champions. Soon to be NBA Finals champions. Let's just throw that out there.
I concur with that statement, sir.
We saw what LA did, so I'm not even gonna say anything last night.
What did LA do?
Played a team with no
LA
defense.
made James Harden irrelevant and made Westbrook disappear completely.
And he made James Harden cry. He made James Harden cry during a press conference.
Westbrook hasn't been there all season, and James Harden has never been past the second round in his entire career. So fuck him.
Yeah, LA made that happen.
Defense one time.
Rockets are trash.
Besides, they got it harder against the Clippers anyway. If they play the Clippers, they're gonna have a harder challenge with that. You can't read.
If the Clippers make it out, because Denver just beat them today, pushing for a Game 7. So
Did they really?
They just beat them. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
So
holy.
I thought they won.
You know what happened? You know what? I know.
They should.
Here's my theory on this. Every time Charles Barkley makes a guarantee,
guarantee.
I hope he's not betting.
That's
I hope he's not betting
Barkley
what
just
he does
needs
on
to
TV.
shut up during the playoffs.
he better shut the hell up and talk about the Heat. Like he better not guarantee shit.
I think he's going for Boston, so I'll take it.
I'll take it. Shit, guarantee
He's
the fuck out of
not
Boston.
cheering on the Heat. Why isn't Barkley cheering on the Heat? He should cheer on.
No, Barkley.
For real,
Please.
I really think sports media has something against the Miami Heat because they don't talk about the Heat.
They don't talk about them at all.
You
Even when we were winning championships, they weren't talking about us.
They don't talk about the Heat beating the Bucks. They just talk about the Bucks losing.
Do you know how much shit the media talks so much shit about us when we had LeBron on the team? Like they don't really give us any respect like that. Like
No
You
respect.
didn't deserve respect for the big three. Let's get him cleared up. You ain't deserve. I don't want to get. We're not talking about sports right now. Okay. I don't want to get on it. You didn't deserve respect for it. You didn't deserve respect for it. Oh, let me get the 3 best players in the league at the time and put them all on one team. Y'all started this cyclone of duo. Y'all started this stupid ass stuff.
No. Boston did that shit too.
So you're not repping your Lakers now? Is that what you're saying?
The Lakers don't have a trio, bro. We got 2 people. We got one person one year.
LeBron, you have AD and Caruso. What the fuck are you talking about? That's a big 3.
Rondo.
So we're just gonna ignore Rondo.
Respect.
And Rondo. That's a big 4.
No. Rondo is not a. He's a former superstar. He's not a current superstar.
And
He's
Dwight
good.
Howard.
He's good. He's solid.
I don't know if I count Dwight Howard.
Damn, that's cold.
It's been 5 teams ago since Dwight
You got
Howard.
Danny Green. He's a 3-time champion.
You right.
Would you calling Danny Green a superstar?
He's a 3-time champion.
That's what I thought. That don't compare to LeBron, Ray Allen, and Dwayne.
How many rings does LeBron have?
And Chris Bosh. Chris Bosh. Come on.
LeBron has how many rings?
You still have Ray Allen when he was still pretty good. He didn't fall off too much.
How many rings? LeBron has 3. Danny Green has 3.
Anthony Davis has 0, my nigga.
Yeah.
All right. Next topic, please.
Bosh has 0.
All right, let's go to NFL being booed. NFL got booed when they joined arms in the beginning.
Opening night.
I didn't understand that. I really didn't understand that.
Is back.
I mean,
my question is this. Why is it the NFL was booed when that took place, but then you watch the NBA and it's political statements all over the place and it's just normal?
Well, one, there's no audience to boo the NBA. So there's that. The NFL, I think the racists just don't know what they want. They got mad when we kneeled. So now we're not kneeling and we're standing and we're locking arms, showing unity, and they mad at that.
You don't know what they want. I mean, you would think this is like the time to be, okay, this is all about humanity. We're all together. We're all separate teams, but we're locking arms in brotherhood and saying like, all right, we're all in this together. We're standing for the national anthem this time. And you would think this would be the most peaceful statement someone's going to bitch about it. I'm like, seriously? Let's just play fucking football. You know what I mean? We haven't been watching in the years. It's this quarantine shit sucks.
Yeah, I feel like what it is that I feel like some people are fed up with it being political because that's how they view it. For me, I feel like this is a new type of ceremony for football. You know what I mean? Like people weren't booing when they were standing for the what's the name? when they're standing for the anthem, it's just ceremonial. This is just an additional ceremonial thing that's added to football, added to sports, really.
Yeah.
Okay. If that's the case, like I think the Miami Dolphins are talking about just getting rid of it altogether, not doing the anthem, they're not going to be doing it. And cool. Let's not have any of it. I'm with it. You want to have none of it? I'm with it.
Just play football.
That's fine.
Just play football.
That's fine. I still want to see those banners though in support of Black Lives Matter. I still want to see those commercials.
Yeah.
I still want to show the support of the league because it's an issue. It's still an issue.
Oh,
but
yeah.
if you want to take the ceremony out of it, I'm with it.
I feel like it should be a new norm, you know?
You know what I did enjoy? We just had September 11th pass, right?
Right.
Not gonna lie. I chuckled at the all buildings matter posts that were happening. I did.
I kind of did.
I chuckled. I mean, it's you know, yeah, people died. They definitely died. But
I can't say anything because like
I get it.
I'm assuming, I can't say anything because like I'm assuming James and Garrett can probably vouch for this. Like we have relatives that live over there.
Absolutely.
They had to go through it. So it's kind of hard. It kind of hits home for all of us.
I understand the satire.
Yes.
I wouldn't use it though, only because I don't think it's as effective. You know what I mean? Like I don't think that there's anything that we could really do as far as like one type of statement. You know what I mean? They did Black Lives Matter, then there was Blue Lives Matter, and then it was like All Lives Matter thing. Like, I don't think that there's anything you can do. And something like that is like shocking, right? That's going to get you like, oh my gosh, all buildings matter. But I don't think it's going to do anything.
No, I think it was just basically to say, you know, for you, all lives matter people. You know what I mean? This is what you're doing also. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we're celebrating Twin Towers, but all buildings matter. Like, you know, this is what you guys do to us.
Yeah.
Type of thing, you know?
No, I get the point.
No, I get it too. But it's just like like I said, it hits home for me. I'm assuming it hits home for Garrett. I mean, for G and from Danger because, you know, we have family in New York and they went through it. And my grandmother lived in Manhattan, and you know, so.
Yeah, it's a dicey one, man. Especially since I love humor. I think almost every single thing on the planet is funny. And I understand the point of it, but I don't know.
You can see
I can't fully
humor in everything.
Oh yeah, but I can't fully support it. But you know,
no, not at all. You know what I'm saying? It was nothing that I had reposted or anything like that. I saw it and like I said, I got a chuckle out of it because I understood, you know, what the meaning of it behind it was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a tragedy to Americans, of course. You know what I mean? And we're all still Americans.
I think it's funny, and I probably would have used it differently, if I'm being honest, we use it differently, because on that day, everybody was Americans, right? Except for, unfortunately, Middle Eastern people, Hispanic people who looked Middle Eastern, except for those people, unfortunately, because of the incident. But everybody else was American, right? It was black, white, Spanish, Asian. Everybody was together on that day. And then it's kind of like after we moved on from that, then it was what we see with the cops and stuff. Like regular life just resumed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We were one nation. We were one America for the most part. Sorry again, with a little caveat, the exception. I'm sorry for Middle Eastern people and people who look Middle Eastern and you know.
But you know what? To play
That was unfortunate, by the way.
Play devil's advocate. To play devil's advocate. Cops are kind of throwing that same line at us, where they say, "We told you guys to never forget," right? And then they flash back to all the stuff that they did during 9/11, and then they talk about now how everybody's against the police. They go, "Well, look how fast y'all forgot."
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, okay. So
slavery.
So are they?
Exactly.
My thing is just like, so that's what's going on. What's going on now has nothing to do with any police interactions, right? It's just because you guys are police.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Very.
Yeah. I'm curious to see what happens. There was, I want to say, I think this morning, 2 police officers were shot in Compton, California. They both went to surgery. They're both alive. I believe the suspect was apprehended, of course, and I'm pretty sure I know what's going to happen with that. I'm just curious to see what the remaining story is, why it happened to those police officers specifically, you know, what the backlash is going to be.
Yeah.
I think that'll be something to keep an eye on.
Well, I'm glad the police officers made it through.
Yeah.
I sincerely hope that this is not a beginning of a trend, because I don't think that we're going to find a resolution here with this violence. However, there are these instances that kind of remind people of where this thing could go. Like we saw Dallas and how that can go left. And, you know, these officers can be intentional. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but I know Dallas was intentionally put in danger in that way. So I feel like it's more of a reason for, you know, police associations to come together to find a real resolution, because we shouldn't have people dying. You know what I mean? We shouldn't have people getting hurt when we can avoid it. We can avoid it. Small changes, man. Teach officers to treat people like people. And people will treat officers like police officers. If they ain't doing nothing wrong, they're not going to give you no static.
Exactly.
Like, I feel, I mean, someone told me that, like, actually a guy that was in the Coast Guard told me, like, before you even issue a weapon, you have to go to all this training and psychiatric evaluations just to operate a weapon.
Yeah.
Cops can get a gun maybe 2 weeks in the academy or something like that. Like,
yeah, after you pass your psychological evaluation, you go into training, but you're basically good to go. Once you pass your psych test, you are good. Your background comes first, and then your psych. Your psych is one of the last things you do before becoming a cop. So
yeah,
because your psych, you're Gucci.
What people understand is what I do on my own is I'm a security officer also, and I'm a supervisor also, and in my experience, I've seen cops make arrests of someone, no brutality. One was like a white cop in a predominantly black neighborhood. And this was like for bootlegging movies and CDs. There was no brutality. There was no like full on choking. There was no like aggressiveness. He just arrested them, you know, and then did their process. Nothing. It wasn't too aggressive. So I mean, I've seen cops been able to do that in a situation where they, you know. So it's like hard for me to understand like what made you decide to use brute force when you really didn't need to do all that. You make the arrest. There you go.
I think that's a great point. I think God forbid we see another incident. Let hope that we don't see anymore. Hopefully that there won't be anymore. Not that we won't see it, but there won't be anymore. Right. But in the event that there is another one, I feel like that's how we should start handling it. For news outlets, they need to show how it was handled this time and then how it should have been handled. Take a clip from another video camera of another officer in that same area, in that same city, in that same state, and see how a similar situation was handled properly. So that we can say, listen, this was wrong, but other officers in this state know how to do it right. So we can go ahead and identify and say, okay, well, the whole state's not bad, right? We have these few bad apples. You see there's a good apple here. Now let's punish the bad apple. You know what I mean?
I always hate that reference.
What's that?
When have you ever seen Publix be like, you know what? There's a few bad apples in this batch of apples you brought us. It's okay. We'll take them.
We'll take them, right? We'll take them all. It's fine. It's fine.
It's all apples matter, man. Let's just get them all.
All apples matter. Oh God, I can't.
You know what I mean? Like, so what if this one's rotten to the core? We'll keep it. I mean, just a few ain't that bad. We're Publix. We're all right.
So
that's what I'm saying. Like, I hate that analogy.
Somebody explained to me why there's speculation that Madden is canceled.
Yeah, you heard about this?
No. Yeah, what is?
Madden.
Madden.
No, Madden.
Video game Madden?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The video game.
The video game.
Name after John Madden.
Madden.
You got it.
Mr. No.
Football!
That guy.
Canceled.
Yeah, so what's the situation is that they had Madden 2021 has come out. A lot of people have been playing. You know how sports games are, especially when it's EA. EA is like is the biggest name in sports. So when anything comes out with them behind it, it's huge, especially your Maddens, your 2Ks, long time ago NBA Live. So Madden came out 2021. Everybody who's a fan of Madden jumped on and started playing it, and they absolutely hate the game. They gave it something like 1.5 stars out of 5.
Wow.
So much that they want the NFL to remove EA Sports as a sponsor.
Wow. It's pretty bad.
I've never heard about such backlash. They absolutely
why is it so bad? What are people saying that it's bad about?
It's about the mechanics. So almost every year, a new comes out. A new Madden comes out. A new 2K comes out. A year, sometimes 2 years, depending on if there's any delays. And they change up the mechanics. Normally, they do it in increments. It's usually like every 3 years where they start adding real features. Sometimes it's just stuff like stadiums and training camps and stuff that don't matter. But sometimes they actually mess with the mechanics, like how can you juke, how the players automatically respond to certain situations. Like if you juke at this time, it'll automatically do something, and you have to do something else. So they've kind of made it more complicated as it's going on with the game mechanics. And whatever they did to this game, because I have not played it, I probably should play a demo. Whatever they've done with this mechanics, fans of the 2020 matter, they don't like it. And I think I was talking to BarZ about it. He was saying that 2K is starting to do the same thing.
Yeah, and you got to understand now. I mean, video games is now it's a market. It's an industry where people profit off of. You know what I'm saying? People go into it's a career now. You know what I mean? So you have to figure, okay, this is my career. I've learned how to play this game in a specific way. I've mastered the techniques to this game. And now you've switched something so drastic that I have to relearn it. And it fucks up just the path that I'm on. I mean, those things are taken into consideration, as well as I know there was a lot of issues with the Kaepernick thing going on. Colin Kaepernick, he hadn't been included in any previous, since he was blackballed from the NFL, he hadn't been included in any Madden games. Even so much to the point, last year, Big Sean had a record where he said Kaepernick's name that was on the Madden game, and he bleeped his name out. But come this year, Kaepernick is a playable character. He's not on any team, but you could put him in the game on a team or whatever like that. I don't even know if he's making money based off of that. But
what's his rating, though?
His likeness, shouldn't he be getting a cut from that? Maybe that was one of the deals that he made behind the scenes?
Maybe, but the NFL is definitely getting a cut from it.
Yeah.
And he's not in the NFL.
That's interesting.
You know. So, I mean, I think it's a lot that goes into it, but definitely mechanics. A lot of people always are complaining about Madden. And I'm starting to hear the same things with 2K. I don't have the latest 2K. I have the one from 2021. 2K20. And I played it, you know, not as much as I probably have any other ones before, but it was okay. It was decent. But yeah, the more difficult they make it to play, the less you want to play it.
Yeah, they're gonna have to do something new. I think I don't know if we talked about this before, but I feel like a lot of traditional video games are kind of reaching the end of their abilities. It's like how much more innovative can you get? I feel like the next level has to be VR. I feel like we're hitting that ceiling. It's like, what else can you do as far as game mechanics? You know what I mean? Like graphics, you'll probably be able to continue to improve until you get like PCs where it looks realistic. But outside of that, like playability and, you know, movements.
I can see that in football, but I don't know about basketball though. Like, what if you got like a selfish player on your team? He doesn't pass you the ball. You're like this the entire time. I'm open. Come on.
That's true.
I mean, I think they should focus more on, like you said, the graphics and how realistic they can make the games, as opposed to changing the controllers. Let the controllers be the controllers. But if you want people to keep investing in it, don't let it look the same as it looked last year. Something's got
but keep the gameplay controls familiar, so that people that develop the relationship with this game over the years don't get.
That's actually a good idea though. Danger came up with like virtual gameplay. I mean, football would be great, but like basketball, I'd be weird. Like, how am I going? I would still be nervous trying to cross somebody up and someone steals the ball from me.
Yeah,
like I'm Irish and all of a sudden I do this. And all of a sudden, oh snap, ball!
Virtual ankle breaks. Okay. So Brooklyn backlash. What's that about?
Yes. So at this point, almost everybody I think has heard is kind of settled since it's broke. So former NBA future Hall of Famer Steve Nash, Canadian Steve Nash, was named the head coach of the Brooklyn Nets.
What is up with that? Like, I have no problem with Nash. What's the big problem with Nash all of a sudden?
So the issue is that Steve Nash doesn't have any head coaching experience. I think he only has he has a small amount of assistant coaching experience in Canada. And also they're saying that he was a consultant for, was it Golden State?
Yeah.
He was a consultant, but they're saying he was a consultant / personnel coach now. And okay, you're a personnel coach. Okay, cool. So you have a good relationship with the players and you probably work with them one-on-one. Cool. The issue with Steve Nash hiring, a lot of backlash is coming out because it's talking about white privilege. Because he is one of very few people without any head coaching or real assistant coaching in the NBA to get a head coaching, spot. There's some coaches that have had it, but they've been assistant coaches. You talk about Jason Kidd, you talk about Derek Fisher, a few guys, but they've had assistant coaching experience or they've had some sort of front office experience in the NBA. So the issue here is it could be white privilege. It really could be white privilege because that's what it's looking like. I don't think that anybody would be up in arms. Oh, the other component about it is that there's a long list of black coaches and assistant coaches that were being considered for that position. I mean, it was still early, so they're still figuring it out. But there was a lot of black current head coaches and assistant coaches that were in line for these positions. I don't think it would be as big of a deal if they hired a different white coach. I think the issue is that if they hired a different white coach with experience, head coaching experience, it would be a deal, it'd be a conversation, but it wouldn't be as big of a deal. We wouldn't be touting, white privilege in this way. It didn't have to necessarily be a black head coach, but it had to be a head coach with experience, more experience.
Yeah, I feel like they should have just went to the assistant coach route. Someone that understands, the pressures of gameplay and all that game time situations. I mean, what's his name? Nash was an MVP for 2 years, which was a hard thing to do in the NBA. So he probably knows. He knows how to make plays, but like you said,
entire team. It's about coaching an entire team, different positions. I mean, like Dane just said, had it been a coach with some experience, white or black, Spanish, Mexican, whatever, it would have been a problem. But the fact that Steve Nash, you're only getting this position because of your relationships and your relationships. That's really it.
And the extra component about it, what makes it more incendiary, is that a lot of coaches, when they come into it, your Jason Kidds, your Derek Fishers, you usually get your starting head coaching role. You usually get a beginner team.
Like, it's a small market, yeah.
Right. You usually get that. I mean, what's his name got his head coaching start, I think Walton for the Lakers, the previous coach for the Lakers, because of his relationship with the Lakers, but he also had some assistant coaching experience. But he got a young Lakers team with no stars. See, these are all young guys or transfer 2-year guys.
Right.
Steve Nash is coming to the Brooklyn Nets, who has Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. He has 2 superstars already. He has
and they were in the playoffs this year.
Without them. But he didn't get that team.
Right.
He gets that team plus the 2 All-Stars. And that is never, I don't think that's ever happened without head coaching experience. Never happened.
I can't think of a team where that situation has happened. I mean, Tyronn Lue, maybe.
Maybe.
He had it. You know what I'm saying? He had it.
I guess that was became what you talking about, the Cleveland thing?
Yeah.
It was just LeBron though. Who else was there? Kyrie was there. Yeah, Kyrie was there.
Yeah, but and also, I mean, and that was also him coming in as a substitution for David Blatt because they got rid of Blatt first.
Right.
So
Kyrie was the draft pick.
Yes. Yeah. So they was really bringing Tyronn Lue in just to fill the space in for David Blatt, and then he just happened to stick around for the following season also. So I mean, you know, it's just when you got Mark Jackson out there who's been waiting, you know what I'm saying, for a team, you know, who had his team taken from him.
Yeah,
that's
true. Golden State.
Not forget that.
You know what I mean? Alvin Gentry, he was just let go from his squad. You know what I mean?
After taking his team to the playoffs twice in a row. I know they got knocked out first round, but 2 times in a row for teams that haven't been, like, I'm sorry.
I mean, you know, it's just on paper when you going off the checklist of a coach, you have other coaches that are way more qualified than Steve Nash. You know what I'm saying? I like Steve Nash as a player. He's one of my favorite point guards, well-deserved, a Hall of Famer, like you said, future Hall of Famer. All that stuff is well-deserved. But I think he should have taken a smaller position when it comes to a team. Simple as that.
Yeah. Can't argue that. All right, so that's enough about the Brooklyn Backlash, but let's talk about the Heat with the Fuzz. These titles kill me. I'm trying to understand them.
Thank you. So this one is actually actually positive, and I don't say that a lot, you know, referencing the Miami Heat. But this one was positive, man. So the Miami Heat are going to be partnering with the Miami Police Department to improve police interactions with Black communities.
Whoa. Is this fact?
Yeah, this is fact, bro. This is from the Undefeated.
It's true.
Yeah, no cap. They're partnering up for a program which is part of the Heat's pledge to not sit on the sideline in regard to systematic racism in the criminal justice system. So essentially, they're going to be funding a program that's going to help show police officers how to approach the urban community when they have calls and they have to go ahead and, you know, have interactions with each other. I thought that was pretty cool. You know what I mean? You don't say Miami Heat and pretty cool together often, but it's dope what they're doing for the community and trying to get this rolling. So
was that necessary?
Oh, the little caveat? Yeah, I mean, I guess it's not. It's a good thing. I hope more cities. So while the Miami Heat may not be champions in the NBA, they are champions in the community.
Yet. Well, we'll take it.
Not champions in the community yet? Okay.
No, champions. Yes.
Oh, man.
We've been champions of the community. Come on now.
Tell him so, man. Hey, he's a Knick. He don't know about that. He's a Knick. He don't know about that. Let's not even go there.
Well, I mean, the Knicks may not know about it, but let's not talk about it. We can go into other sports. Y'all can hold on to your little Heat. But we can go
we talking about basketball right now.
We're talking about basketball now. I understand that you have to hold on to what little that Miami has. Because you have to understand, let's not forget that the Yankees are the most winningest franchise of all sports history. That's number one.
But they ain't won shit since 1987.
Okay. You didn't sleep? You can tell somebody's not following baseball.
They won in the 2000s.
So we got the Yanks. We have the Giants that have won Super Bowls before. How many Super Bowls have the Dolphins won?
First of all, I'm a Bears fan, but
stop! You're done.
Now we're distancing.
Yeah, right.
Hey,
we have a Super Bowl under our belt. Let's not get disrespectful.
Just because you host it, don't mean to believe.
As well as the only team to go undefeated. Still, let's not forget that. Okay. So not only does our football team have a championship, our baseball team has a championship. Our basketball team has a championship. Our hockey team has a championship.
Oh, they don't.
So what we doing? What we talking about?
We have a championship.
See, right?
Wait. BarZ, we don't have a championship in hockey.
Yankees do have a championship. Look it up. Right?
Yo, that's your man. That's your man. I'm just saying.
No, I'm just saying, like, I don't remember that. Like,
Look it up right now.
You mentioned hockey. We haven't won that yet.
That unity.
I'm sorry?
I think you guys did one in the 90s, didn't you?
Did we? I don't remember.
When I was following hockey. I thought when I was following hockey.
Listen,
I don't know.
We gonna confirm it right now. We gonna because BarZ.
I do not understand why the Carolina Panthers are coming up, and I definitely type in Florida.
Let's do Panthers, so.
What?
Well, I mean, they're Panthers or Panthers.
Did you say let's do Panthers too?
The Florida.
No, I mean, there's like two teams that are named Panthers, so it's kind of, you know.
Yeah, Florida Panthers, Carolina Panthers.
Yeah.
FIU Panthers.
Sorry, I apologize. We have a conference championship.
There we go.
Okay.
Good for you. Good for
But
you.
we have a conference championship. You still chancing. In some form or fashion. All right.
I'm a Heat fan, and I'm a Panthers fan, and that's it.
Oh, man.
I can't get into the Marlins that much because I'm a Cubs fan, and I'm a Bears fan. I'm a native Chicagoan, so I got to go for the Chicago team.
I love these sports debates that we have every now and then.
Just to clarify.
Okay, so let's switch.
I do got to give respect to the Dolphins because no one's ever beaten that team. That was when football was football.
Never beat what team?
Are we saying
let's not even talk about
no longer football?
It's
that
not.
was when football was football. Like when they weren't like when you were really fighting for yards. That's when the Dolphins were winning those championships.
A word? Fighting for yards? How about the only team to break up a dynasty? How about that? When everybody was getting that ass whooped by the Patriots, the Giants had to come in and save the day, show you how to do it, but y'all couldn't mimic it afterwards, huh?
Ooh.
Twice.
Ooh.
With a mediocre quarterback.
Ooh.
Yeah, I said it, mediocre.
Ooh.
You forgot about that? Yeah, forgot about that because he moved to Tampa? Because when he moved to Tampa, it's different. Yeah, I forgot.
I don't understand.
Wait, are you saying Eli Manning is mediocre?
Oh, yeah, he is. But with that mediocre quarterback, who is not as good as a Dan Marino, he still came out and beat that ass for Tom Brady. One of the only quarterbacks to do it twice. Stole two Super Bowls from him. We didn't win it. We stole it from him. It was theirs. And we stole it. Mic drop, niggas. Yeah, look at them sad faces.
All right, so so let's move on to something a little more light. Travis Scott is slinging meat, but not the meat that you think, you sick freak. What we're talking about is Travis Scott has his own official McDonald's meal.
Mm-hmm. He sure does. That's right.
I'm not
sure who it's marketed to.
With Travis Scott written all over it.
I don't know where they're marketing it to either.
It's just like I went to McDonald's actually a couple days ago, and it was just like a regular double quarter pounder with cheese meal. It just says it's a Travis Scott meal now.
Yeah,
it's just a
combination. Travis Scott.
$6.
You saw the story. The story was that some of the franchise owners were upset and they were contacting the corporate office because, Travis Scott is a rapper and, rappers probably have, often have some, explicit lyrics. And they had some issues because they didn't feel like he was a family-friendly figure to be marketing their food, in the different franchises. And corporate McDonald's was basically like, listen, I don't think you guys realize how big he is and how much of an influencer he is. And they referenced how he did a concert via Twitch. It had something like 10 million viewers or 5 million viewers. And the virtual concerts are pretty short. So for him to have so many viewers, so basically corporate McDonald's was just like, we're gonna keep running these commercials and this marketing campaign because dude brings money.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, Travis Scott doesn't really come off as like that. He's not like.
Does he make money off of those meals though?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Sure.
But I mean, it's like Travis Scott's image isn't that bad.
They took a particular combination of items, threw in like an extra $2, and now a profit goes to Travis because of it.
Yeah. And
I
this
think that's
just
more like a charitable thing. I don't think it goes to him directly. I think it goes to like a charity he owns.
Okay.
And
he makes some type of
L says, marketed to black people, he's trying to kill black people. No responsibility with food desert in the hood. So that's from L.
Hey, I mean,
Well, I mean, in all fairness, I don't know if Travis Scott's target audience is
black people,
urban community like that. A lot of his shows, a lot of people that enjoy him. I mean, I do enjoy it, but a lot of people
rockers. There are a lot of rockers,
kids, teenagers. Yeah, you know,
they're all Kylie Jenner fans.
Yeah, he's into that EDM realm, that ultra. You know what I'm saying? So I think
that's his crowd. That's not our. We're not. Black people like Travis Scott, but we're not like. That's if you look at his, like you said, you look at his concert, you mostly see like kids who go to like Burning Man or like what's that shit, Ultra Fest versus
Fire Festival.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad look. I mean, shit, if I had a chance to do a deal with McDonald's, I'll take it too.
Shoot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would just I would own my own fast food joint.
Sell out?
I wouldn't sell out. I just own my own fast food joint.
I have two really big
Those people chicken wings.
First one, Fresh Prince 30th reunion. Did y'all see that picture? Y'all know what picture I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that picture. How do you think that picture was staged, or do you think that was in the middle of a real conversation that were happening? For those of you that have no idea what I'm talking about, Janet Hubert, I believe was her name.
Yeah.
Aunt Viv, the black Aunt Viv.
The black Aunt Viv has reunited with Will Smith.
Wait, what's that supposed to mean?
Say it again?
What do you mean the black Aunt Viv, the first Aunt Viv?
Like, yeah,
the dark skin Aunt Viv.
The real Aunt Viv that everybody loves in their hearts.
I don't know the light skin Aunt Viv's ethnicity, so
we know that Janet Hubert is black.
She's black and something else, I'm sure.
But from what we understand, her and Will had problems, which led to her leaving the show. And she even badmouthed them a couple of times when she made public appearances on shows like The Real and stuff like that.
Which is recent.
It's very interesting to see them
even the Oscars
in good spirits here.
Well, are they in good spirits? I found it. I'm very curious how they do this and how they pull this off, because you have two photos. You have photos with the entire family, entire Fresh Prince crew, without Janet Hubert, and then you have the one with her and Will solo. So if this is really going to be an episode, how do you have two Aunt Vivs?
Is it going to be an episode, or is it going to be like a 30th reunion special where they reminisce?
It looks like it's more of a special type thing.
I thought they were doing. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. Wait.
I think when they're talking about the renewal or the reboot of the show, they're talking about that serious Bel-Air show that dude pitched to Will Smith. That's going to be Peacock. I think this is a totally separate thing.
It does, yeah, but it does say special. I was under the impression they were going to do an episode, just to kind of,
it's a special where they get together and talk about what was.
Like they did. Did they already do that with Friends?
They did that with Family Matters too.
Yeah, I'm not. I was thinking that was going to be an episode. You know what I'm saying? It was a show where
that would be interesting though if they did.
Just like one episode.
Yeah, just like a one-off, like an hour-long episode.
Where everybody rides off into the sun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not the same without Uncle Phil though.
It's not.
Well, they would have to acknowledge Uncle Phil. And it could be the same without Uncle Phil. They could acknowledge it. I mean, they have everybody else.
No, I mean, yeah, they can acknowledge him, but just like the energy, like he's kind of like what Carl Winslow was to Urkel. He was like that guy that just like the straight guy to Will's craziness, like.
Right, but now everybody's growing up, so I would assume the characters would be a little bit more mature, and they can kind of apply those same morals that Uncle Phil had, what I'm saying, within the show. But since it's just a special, it's not a whole episode.
Yeah, it's just a special. This is just a special. It's supposed to be premiering when? December or November or something like that? On HBO Max.
HBO Max. Let me see if it says. Cause I'm looking at it, but if I'm trying to scroll. It was filmed on the 10th,
Okay.
and it's supposed to be released around Thanksgiving.
Okay, makes sense. Let's see. Okay, another thing that for some, I want to find out what the big deal is about this because I didn't hear about. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Wait, right quick though. I heard that the Fresh Prince, the reboot, the
Bel-Air,
Fresh Prince, they actually signed on for 2 seasons.
Bel-Air,
which I think is a pretty big deal.
on the Peacock.
That's what's up.
On the Peacock.
Yeah,
They committed to it. That's what's up.
right. Yeah, I
Strong
think
commitment. Well, 2 seasons, that's good.
Yeah.
yeah.
Start off.
That's damn. I mean, most don't
Most
get one
seasons die
shot,
off first season.
but for them to dedicate themselves to 2 seasons, that says a lot.
Yeah.
Off rip. Yeah.
That's awesome. Now, apparently, there's a show on Netflix that's been causing controversy. I want to find out what it's about. What is this whole cuties thing that's been going on?
Yeah, you haven't seen it. You haven't seen it.
I seen the trailer for it.
I saw a commercial, I saw a trailer, and then I saw a couple of articles saying, "Oh, this shouldn't be shown." I know nothing about the show.
Oh, you didn't watch it?
It's not a show, it's a movie.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, it's a movie.
But when I heard about it, I thought it was a documentary because, you know, sometimes they have these dance competitions with girls that age, and the outfits do get a little bit too provocative for that age.
I'll be honest with
That's
you.
what I thought.
I saw the commercial for it. I just assumed it was another Dance Moms type thing.
That's what I thought.
Moms have their kids in a competition and they're dancing and stuff like that. But I'm seeing a whole bunch of articles of, oh, stop, don't show this. And what is the backlash about? Because educate me, because I don't know too much about the situation.
It's because, oh, anyone else?
Go ahead, Soulpatch.
Okay. Well, the movie, from what I got from the trailer, is it's a narrative story about like this girl who comes from a strict parent, and she joins these group of girls who have like this dance group they're starting where they just twerk. They're like way, like I guess I want to say 9, maybe 10, and they're all like wearing these outfits and they're just doing this dance competition where they wear these outfits and they're twerking for competitions and stuff like that. And
They have aspirations to be models. Basically, is what it is.
Right. And
I believe it's a foreign film, if I'm not mistaken.
it comes off like a foreign film, but it could just be just shot.
No, it's a French film.
Yeah.
And I feel like, and a lot of parents, well, I can understand a lot of parents, the backlash is just because they feel like Netflix is promoting
Pedophilia?
Yes.
Over sexualization.
Like they're making it seem acceptable for girls that young to dress like that and dance like that when, you know.
And that's without us actually watching the film and getting the full context of it. I don't plan on watching it. I really don't care to understand it. It's nasty to me. I'm good on that. I feel weird when I come across these choreography videos on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it'll be like a class of people, and they'll do their routine, and then they'll have like those kids come in and they'll do the routine too. And it's like, that's a little too much for a kid to be doing.
Like, I'm an uncle. I have like 3 nieces, and I get uncomfortable. And you know, if I see anything, if they're dressed a certain way, I would be uncomfortable. You know.
Yeah.
They have. I came across a list of particular scenes in Cuties that are very inappropriate, and I'm gonna read them off to you guys. So, a couple of the scenes. This is describing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different scenes. One of them says, 2 male security guards stop the girls, and one girl says, "But we're dancers. We have a dance competition to get to," and proceeds to twerk for them. and then he lets them go. In another scene,
that just sounds so random.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But I'm sure it's context.
It sounds staged too.
I'm sure.
It sounds staged. Well, it's a movie.
It's a narrative, yeah.
Oh, okay. It's a narrative.
It's literally staged.
Okay.
Yeah. It's literally.
I thought it was like a documentary type. Okay.
It's just one. No. It's actually a movie. It's a script and everything like that.
Oh, okay.
So in another scene, the 4 girls are practicing the competition, which I think I saw this in the trailer, and they are holding and smacking each other's behinds while they're twerking and pulling onto their clothes. Like there's a scene where the girls are twerking and there's another girl like coaching them, and she's pulling up their pants basically to get them to move their ass up and down, type of thing. Then there's another one, which one girl takes a photo of her vagina and posts it online. Now these girls are like 11, 12, 10 years old in the film.
Sorry, I can't even stomach all of that. That was just shocking to me to hear about.
A 5-year-old girl takes turns at a webcam porn site. Another scene, a young girl tries to take a photo of a schoolboy's penis. And another scene, a young girl takes a used condom and blows it up.
That's
So-
That's some disturbing stuff. That's
So the issue with the film is that it's kind of accurate to where we're at today. I think a lot of parents are uncomfortable with it and they find it inappropriate. And I can understand feeling uncomfortable whenever there's movies that depict, young girls that are very sexualized. It's always an uncomfortable thing. But the fact is that 11-year-old girls are doing this type of stuff. They're growing up faster than they should. And what the movie was trying to portray, based on what I read, is that it's supposed to be a statement about the over-sexualization of young girls, which people do in society, knowingly or unknowingly. It starts off small with you meet, one of your friends has a daughter, and you say, oh, she's so cute, she's so beautiful. Not, oh, wow, you're a really good artist. It starts off with how they look physically. And it's those small moments that seem harmless to us that we've always been doing throughout society, men and women, have done this. And it creates this complex that's based on a physical. And, I don't know how you guide children as they grow up and how you have conversations about sexual identity and sexual image and how you are as a female or a boy and growing up. And I think that that's what it was meant to portray. However, it's a foreign film. They really push the edges of what may be acceptable there, but is unacceptable here, or is kind of hard to see here. I think the backlash is kind of taken kind of out of context. It's slightly manufactured because of this whole conspiracy about, was it QAnon? If I got it right, QAnon?
Like Quanon or
QAnon. That whole conspiracy about like there's underground, pedophile groups and rings and Pizza Huts and all types of weird stuff. And I feel like that slightly manufactured this. You know what I mean? I don't think that this is something that necessarily would have been as big of a deal had it not been for that. And had it also not been for Netflix really fucking up the narrative. Like how they did that is the marketing. So this is a poster this is the film that actually won an award at Sundance because it's actually a good movie for what they were trying to portray as art. But this is that poster. I can see it.
Oh, okay. That's
right?
the Sundance.
That's a Sundance poster. That's the original.
Right.
You can see some of the young girls wearing regular clothes, but then they have like underwear over those clothes. Like there's a bra over her t-shirt, stuff like that, with some shopping bags, right? That's the original. Somehow, somebody at Netflix put this together for what they're having on Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, and I bet there's a different trailer for that video, for that movie also, because the way they promoted it on Netflix, it looked like kind of like one of those dance movies you seen like Save the Last Dance, or you want them to win.
Yeah,
something like that.
Right, and that's how they market it. And I don't feel like they did proper research. I feel like they kind of read maybe a brief of it and then they just kind of went with it. Or, you know, I don't know what happened, but it was a huge kerfuffle. And I think that also added gasoline to the fire, which is a pour on Netflix. You know what I mean? You guys are content managers and suppliers. You know what I mean? Like you should never put out that type of marketing material because it's like you don't know what you're putting out. Like these are just products, and for something as sensitive as this, yeah,
they definitely should have thought that one out a lot better. Now, are we saying that they shouldn't have this on their platform at all?
No, I mean because if they put it through Sundance, but Sundance is more like they have a certain quality control to their movies.
No. I mean, yeah, all that taken into account, especially with the fact that it's award winning. You know what I'm saying? And it's performed well overseas or in foreign countries. You know, is Netflix at fault for putting it on their platform, or are they at fault for promoting it?
They're at fault for how they promote it.
I don't think they're at fault for putting it on their platform or promoting it. I think they're at fault for the way they're promoting it.
Exactly, that's what I said.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I agree with both of these guys, man. Yeah.
So okay, let me ask you this also, because the only place I've seen it is like on social media.
Mm-hmm.
So was it a situation where Netflix said, "Hey, this is coming soon," or was it a situation where somebody happened to come across it and say, "Hey, Netflix, what is this? Like, what is this? What is this? This video that I see, or what is this trailer to a movie that you're about to put on your platform?"
It's possible. So it's possible that somebody got a hold.
Was it promoted by Netflix, or was it somebody found it and then put it out there?
That could be possible too. That could
be possible
that somebody got a hold of it and took it out of context.
I feel like somebody probably followed it. You know, I feel like, you know, there was probably some talk about it after it got out of Sundance. You know, news spreads very, very quickly. We all kind of already know that, especially when it comes to film, though. You know exactly, oh, Batman's going to be made. You know who the director is. It's a big deal. So I think this really came on somebody's radar because they were familiar with the film. And then, oh, Netflix is picking it up. And I think it probably, even then, was probably like, oh, Netflix is picking this up. It could have been an issue there. And then when they put out the marketing for it, I think that's just, you know, that's right. Just moving off the rails.
Yeah. So is there a double standard when it comes to these type of films? Because, I mean, we've seen films, and granted, the kids in the films, they were a little older. They were still minors, but they may have been a little older. But we've seen films where teenage boys, you know, are on a mission to lose their virginity, you know, and things of that nature. It's still sexualization. It's still, you know, sex involved. But is there a double standard because these are young women compared to young men?
That's a good question. Like, you're right. We grew up watching, even though we can kind of tell that they were probably, the actors playing were in their mid-20s, they were supposed to play like juniors or seniors or something like that.
Well,
and
Good Boys. Yeah, well, Good Boys, I don't know if you've seen the movie Good Boys, but they actually look like they're that age. Like, I feel
well, they probably are that age. Yeah, and they weren't.
Good Boys was different.
But there was more of like, there were sexual themes, but there wasn't like, their mission was to get laid. Their mission was like to make out with a chick and that was it. Like,
yeah, I don't think I feel like there is a double standard.
The bottle with someone or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like there's a double standard, but I think it's how it's depicted. You know, to your point, Soulpatch, is that the focus is not on the clothes, you know, the boys are wearing. It's not really the focus on their body. It's what they're doing. You know what I mean? It's about the journey to pursue whatever they're pursuing, but it's not their clothes. It's not you know, those type of things. So while I believe there is a double standard, I think film reflects how we are as a society.
That's true.
You know, boys are typically not sexualized, I don't think. I feel like the idea is that boys sexualize. Like, it's outward, it's not inward, but, you know, young girls are sexualized, you know, often. And I think that the films are made to bring attention to that. You know what I mean? Like, we're not so necessarily connected, but how we're doing marches and stuff to bring attention to a problem. Some of these films are made to bring attention to issues that we need to fix in society.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is just the latest because maybe it pushes the boundaries even more. But, there's been films before. I feel like it's something that we shouldn't wait till a film comes up to address if we're serious about addressing the issue. But we hear stories all the time about how Natalie Portman was underage when she did, what was the movie?
The Professional. Leon the Professional.
Yeah, there's tons of movies like that where these actresses were underage doing these provocative films, that were not age appropriate for them.
Even if you remember that movie Orphan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Same difference. Same thing. It was just like, well, she was supposed to be playing an older woman in the movie, but like still, like you have these children actors in very provocative situations.
Yeah. So I think that if we want to address the issue, let's address the issue. Let's not wait until, something pops up to boycott that one film or to give that one film grief or that one supplier of the film like Netflix grief. Let's take a whole approach to Hollywood as a whole. Because I think that it's extremely interesting how we, to Soulpatch's point, you see a lot of films where they use older people. Like anytime they use high school people, these are like people who are in their 30s.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like films about sexuality and some of these other films, they're not using older people who look young. You know what I mean? I think there's actresses and actors that look younger than their age. How about we get those people, not people who are actually that age? So if we're going to go ahead and sit there and say, you know what, this film is an issue, we need to look at the industry as a whole and just say, we're not going to do that anymore. We're going to cast people who are older that look younger. You know what I mean?
Right. I'm curious as to like, if people are, maybe that was the purpose of this film, to make people uncomfortable. Because that's definitely what it's doing. It is making people uncomfortable with the situation. Maybe it'll just put a, like you said, a spotlight on this part of the industry when it comes to.
I hope so.
Actually, the best example was, what were we talking about the first time we just did what we're actually doing now? Like, the first thing we were talking about was the song WAP.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You don't think little girls are gonna hear that song and like sing the exact lyrics or word for word?
Apparently they are. They are, because it's being played on the radio. So apparently they go into their parents and stuff and asking them what WAP is, or more importantly, going to their friends and going on the internet.
I mean, there's a dance challenge. There's like a TikTok dance challenge about some type of dance they do based on that video. Yeah. You don't think girls that age are doing that now? I mean, it's like you can't hide that away from young girls nowadays.
But that's when it becomes the parents' responsibility to have that dialogue with their kids.
Oh, of course.
Gotta guide them.
Of course. It's good because, like, yeah, exactly. A parent is the one person that can teach kids, like, that can, a children's innocence is really up to the parent, you know what I mean?
We have to deal with the fact that we can't shelter our children from everything. They're going to be exposed to things without our knowledge. So it is up to us to get ahead of it, and be like, look, and just educate them on things that they're hearing.
Yeah, like when I was a kid, my dad gave me that whole talk. When I was like 10 or 9, my dad gave me that talk. Mm-hmm. Gave me the talk, you know what I mean? Like sometimes the kids are gonna like find that stuff up faster than the parents gonna be able to have the nerve to tell them. So you might as well be ready just to like tell them, like,
it's true.
Yeah.
This is what like relations is really about. It's not about what you see on TV. It's not this and this and this. Mm-hmm. You know.
Yeah. You know? You can't like.
And that's just not for telling your girl. That's how you should also talk to boys. Also, like boys, you see this, but this is not how you talk to a woman. This is not how you address a woman. This is not about what a woman's about. Mm-hmm. You know.
Yeah.
Keep it
right.
Speaking of people that don't really have a good relationship with their kids, or maybe didn't have a good relationship with their kids growing up, let's talk about number 45. Number 45 basically knew that COVID was dangerous and downplayed it, and then said himself that he likes to downplay things so he doesn't make anybody freak out. How much do you think is going to, like all this whole situation, how much do you think this is helping him during his path on trying to be reelected?
Reelected? I don't think this is going to help him at all because even I've seen some like strict conservatives, like diehard conservative people who actually said they're going to go across party lines just to get Trump out.
Yeah.
Even like the biggest one was I heard like Clint Eastwood, a well-known conservative in Hollywood. The fact that he's saying I'm going to vote for Biden publicly, I'm going to vote for Biden is because I don't want Trump in the office is a clear statement that.
Well, look at Bloomberg. Bloomberg said he's going to spend $100 million in the state of Florida to make sure that Biden gets elected.
Exactly. Now, do I like Biden compared to Trump? Honestly, the jury's out on that one.
It's one of those lesser of two evils type thing.
Yeah, but we are in this situation because of who we have now. So, well, not just because of him, but like
he definitely ran.
Well, it's very possible that we're in this strictly because of him.
Yeah,
right.
Because if you knew by December, you knew it was in China. You knew it was in China. You knew we had a few cases here. You locked stuff down early. Okay, let's do tracking. Let's figure out how many people we have so far, and let's how to isolate them and to keep it from spreading. So possibly, we don't know for sure, but we know that we knew back in December before we had major numbers.
Right.
China had it big over there, and we didn't have it big over here yet. So,
like remember we had
cause a stir. You didn't want to cause panic.
So this is the craziest thing about it is apparently when he said that he knew back in like December, he knew it was airborne in December. I personally didn't find out that it was airborne until maybe a month or two ago. Well, it was a month or roughly, I think 2 months, we found out it has an aerosol quality where it can stay alive in the air for a few seconds.
Yeah,
that's like maybe 2-3 months ago max. I found out. So the whole time we're around here, we're wearing masks, we should be good, right? Because we're wearing masks, we should be good. Somebody cough over here, I walk through. Oh shit, you know what I mean? Or if I'm in a small building. Like if I go to one of the labs to get blood work and the office is very, very small, even though everybody has masks, somebody goes ahead and coughs, or they don't have a proper mask.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, okay, everyone's wearing masks, we're good, but it goes into the AC system, circulates and comes. So how many more people could have been saved had we known that? How we would have done things differently about where we go and who we're around if we'd known that it had this, this ability to survive in the air for X amount of time. Like, I feel like that was mad irresponsible. You got to give us all of the information. There's a way to do it without us panicking. Hey guys, wear your masks. This thing can survive in the air for X amount of seconds. That's what we know so far. So don't be in closed in areas because of the circulation of air. No one's going to panic from that. People are just going to be like, okay, I know what to do. It's not like you're like, oh my gosh, it's in the air. Like, no, come on, man. But instead, you didn't tell anybody. How many more people got infected because you want to keep secrets from the American people?
Listen, man.
Remember when like Ebola was starting to break out and they locked it down quickly the minute it was starting to spread out.
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's based on the leadership of that time. The leadership that we had didn't want us to panic, or in a sense, probably didn't care. I don't know. We don't know what it is with this guy.
I feel like
there's a difference between not wanting us to panic versus not caring. Like when the Ebola thing was happening, LeBron wanted us to stay calm about it, but he still wanted to make sure the situation was handled.
Look,
I believe 45
there are ways to address certain issues and get people to take precautions without freaking them out. He could have easily found a way to make that happen. He didn't. That's on him. Simple as that.
I feel like he cares. He cares about money and he cares about the stock market. That's why he's handled it the way that he's handled it. So you first start off with telling us that you didn't know. In December, we didn't hear anything about this in December. We had to find out in March that this was going to be that this was a real serious thing. And then while we're going through it, while we're still not, we made like a little bit of progress, right? Numbers started trickling down. We had a plan for it. You all of a sudden want to open things back up because you need the economy to keep rolling. So you don't tell us about something that's really important. And then while we're in the midst of it, still trying to get better in the right direction, then you do the floodgates opening restaurants and bars and stuff.
This is the same guy that said inject yourself with bleach. This is the same guy that said it's going to die because summer's coming up, the sun's going to kill it. It's going to be gone as fast as it came. None which
gone by Easter.
Which came true.
My thing is just to keep in mind, man, like no matter what party you align yourself with, just use kind of, I don't want to say common sense, but just look at what you see. Believe what you see and hear. So you say he said we're gonna have a vaccine, right? Or this thing, he said this thing is gonna be over by Easter. It wasn't, obviously it's still here. That's not true. Then he says we're gonna have a vaccine by November. Guys.
I don't trust the vaccine approved.
Summer has come and gone. We're in fall. So it passed Easter, survived the heat of summer. It's still here. We still don't have a vaccine. How many more times can you tell me something and it not be true? I'm not holding my breath. We're gonna have a vaccine by November. Not gonna trick me. Not gonna trick me. We'll see whether you vote for 45 or not. That vaccine's coming. That vaccine, that they're working on those vaccines. Whether he gets reelected or not, them scientists, those labs are gonna stay working on that vaccine. It's not gonna be ready by November, but it's still gonna be in progress whether he's in office or not, guys. So I really just gotta look at the leadership and where he's led us so far.
That's no reason for him to get out. All right, so this was, we don't like talking about 45 that much. So we're going to get to the fun stuff to wrap up the show. BarZ and his legendary hypotheticals. Let's get it.
Oh, really quick before that. Everybody, fill out your census. Fill out your census. Super important. You can do it online. It's literally 5 minutes or less. You don't need to have any paperwork, no identification. It's so short, and it's really important to make sure you get money for parks, for schools, for funding for community centers, for roads, all of that. It's short. It's so short that I was delaying it and procrastinating so much that I just did mine because the lady was knocking on our doors and I didn't want to talk to her, so I just went ahead and went on the computer. But it was like 5 minutes or less. Yeah. Please do it. Tell other people to do it. It's super quick. That's about it. Do you think?
And Danger, I'm glad you said that, man, because while we were doing this here, I got a knock on my door, and I opened it. It was a lady asking about the census, and I told her no English and closed the door. But yeah, I'm gonna fill that out. I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
That was great.
All right, guys, I got a new list. Numbers.
I'm sure none of them are safe.
It's a good mixture. It depends on where you land. You
look very excited about this list, so that means I'm worried.
I've seen some pretty interesting ones, and I've seen some boring ones, but like I said, it depends on where you land. So numbers 1 through 45.
I'm gonna go 11.
Going to 11. Okay. All right. Soulpatch.
What was the numbers again?
1 through 45.
38.
Okay. 38. All right, Danger, what you got?
8.
You got 8. So hold on, let me get them down. You got
11, 38, 8.
38 and 8. And what are we picking for me?
16.
16. All right. So, G, you went with lucky number 11. All right. If you were invisible for 12 hours, G, what would you do?
Kind of mad he got off easy.
If I was invisible, what would I do?
12 hours.
So there's the truth, and then what he's going to tell us. He's trying to figure out which one he should go
I'm trying to figure out
to avoid judgment.
I'm trying to figure out how I could cram it in 12 hours.
He's like, you seen Hollow Man?
Probably embarrass anybody who's ever bullied me in the past in some way, shape, or form.
Okay.
Probably get revenge on every single one of them. And them not know that it's me doing it.
All right. Fair enough. Soulpatch, buddy old pal.
What's up?
You talking about Buddy Old Pal. That's not what you want to hear before hypothetical. You don't want to hear no pleasantries because you know something bad coming.
Soulpatch.
All right.
If you had to be born the opposite sex, opposite of what you are now,
Got him.
would you be heterosexual or homosexual?
Like if I was born a chick.
If you were born a woman,
Would you be heterosexual or
lesbian, or
homosexual?
would you be straight?
I'd probably jump over to
No,
the
not lesbian, straight. Would you be heterosexual or homosexual?
I just answered your question.
Oh, what'd you
I
say?
didn't hear it.
I said I'd jump over to the alphabet people.
You'll be
He
homo?
said the alphabet people.
You'll be homosexual.
He just doesn't want to say
If I was born
that.
a girl, I would be into chicks.
Yeah, he doesn't want to say. He doesn't want to say it. He doesn't want to say that he would be homosexual.
He don't want to get caught with that audio clip because then they'll go back to the other
It's
episode.
a soundbite that could be used against him.
If anything, it'll help.
No, I mean, I answered your question. I said if
I know
was, I would be-
we're messing with you.
No, you didn't answer my question. It was very specific. I was looking for a specific answer. You didn't answer.
Okay, Mitch. He's saying, will you, if you were a woman,
Mhm.
and you have to answer this question verbatim. I'm being the devil on Bobby's shoulder. Answer this question. Will you be homosexual or heterosexual in this scenario?
I was born a chick. I'd be into chicks.
Answer the question. Would
I
you
just
be
answered your
homosexual or hetero? Listen, I've gone through this all the time. I've had to squirm.
Yeah.
I'm trying to spread that to somebody else this time, and it's going to be you.
I just answered your question.
No. You said you'd be
Option
So
A is
being in the
hetero.
chicks, does that
Option
mean that
B
you would be?
Why is that word so? I'm lost here. Like you asked me a question.
you ain't lost.
I gave you.
Okay.
I really am because like
Okay.
I just
All
answered.
right, I'll
the
clear it up. Okay, so you'd be into chicks.
Yes.
Let's say I was stupid and didn't understand what that means. If I was stupid and you said you would be into chicks as a girl, would that mean you would be homosexual or heterosexual?
You mean that I like chicks.
You know what? I have to applaud your efforts in standing firm.
All right, fine. I'll say. All right. Can I say this? If I was born a woman, I would be a lesbian.
All right, Soulpatch. You got it.
I'm proud of you, Soulpatch. You didn't buckle under pressure. That's what's up.
No, because you guys learn how to twist. It's not the word that bothers me. You guys seem to twist shit up every time.
The way the question's asked, it was very direct. You actually twisted it.
I didn't twist it. You twisted it. You bopped it and you twisted it and you pulled it.
Yo, Soulpatch said I ain't twisted.
See
right.
See that right there?
What? Trying to help you out, bro. Support.
Listen. Anytime we do these hypotheticals, there has to be at least one of us that squirms in discomfort.
I'm not squirming. I'm not with all that squirm. But I mean, like, I was just trying to say it. Because,
I was just messing with you, man. I was just trying to get you to get a sound bite. But no, you're good. You're good.
Yeah. See.
All right. Danger. You had a choice between dying an excruciating death or eating a body part of your own. Which will you take, and what body part, if you choose a body part?
Okay. All right. I'm gonna take.
It's
The second one.
It's a very simple one if you think very carefully. But let me see where he goes.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the second one, and probably have to go with something that will grow back, right? I mean, I have to eat the whole thing or like a piece of it.
No, you gotta eat the body part. Eat the body part.
All right, so just gotta take a bite.
Eat it.
Yeah.
Not taste it. Not nibble it.
Eat it. I'm just take a bite.
It's gone.
Going ass cheek. Final answer.
Ass and cheek?
Ass cheek. That's where most of my fat is. Right after that. I can always grow that back, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to miss it as much. You know what I mean? I need my hands, need my toes. I feel like that's probably it's the most fat, so I can just go ahead and knock that out real quick and not miss it as much. So I think that's what I'm going to go with. Finally.
I like the logic behind that answer.
Where are you going to go with, G? What was going to be your choice?
I was thinking that too. One of the fattier parts of either the butt cheek or like the thigh or something like that.
Why won't you take like a finger or something?
Because I need that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I need this to function. Like, I drink, you eat.
You don't need your ass to sit. You just going to slide everywhere you go.
I can just get a cushion. I just bring a cushion with me everywhere I go. Are we going out to eat? Let me bring my cushion. Good. Plus, I can always get implants.
You sitting there like, it's like, yo, Danny, what's wrong? Why you leaning so much?
But
that's what
got flat tire.
Gangsters lean. Go ahead.
Yeah, right. I'll post up now. It's me.
All right, and for me, there's a burning building, and I have siblings as well as 4 other strangers in the building.
Oh,
I can only choose one.
You know this answer is going to be real easy for BarZ to answer.
For real. Can I complicate it? Is that the whole question? Can I complicate it?
Go for it. Complicate it for me.
All right. The complication is that one of those strangers in that building, the other building, saves your life one day.
That doesn't complicate it for me.
You still gonna 86 them?
Yeah.
Yeah. You die in 2 days. You die in 2 days, so you can save them.
Listen, I got 2 sisters, man. I can't leave the women burning. Like,
that's noble. That's noble. I hate you. You had to make it noble. I complicated it. Now I look like a bad guy. You look noble.
I appreciate
BarZ the night.
I appreciate whoever it was saving my life just so I could save my siblings. Appreciate it. That's what they did.
Awful.
Well, with that, this has been another very fun episode of the Alternative Facts Podcast, episode 60. And with that,
0.
And with that, sir. Sir Dan.
Oh, okay. I was gonna play off the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire thing, but I'm just gonna get straight into it. Hey, keep supporting those people, because when you support those people, G, Cube, Soulpatch, BarZ, Danger, Felix, you're also supporting you. Love y'all.
True.
With that, we are out. Y'all have a wonderful day, peoples.
Doses.